Hey everyone, just give me 1 minute of yours to see the introduction of this video and then you can decide if you want to watch till the end or not. Because today we are going to create a WhatsApp AI agent which chat exactly like human. And no third party application is used, we are using official Meta API over here. Let me give you a demo. So I'll write, hey, how are you? So as you can see, we are writing a multiple message or not a single message. This AI agent will read both the message. If you see, it is reading both the message. Now we're getting a typing symbol like how the human types. And it will respond to both the message and not a single message like the normal AI agent do, we just give a single whole big message over there. But this is understanding both the message and replying separately for both the message. If you're interested in learning this thing, this video is made for you because there are too many things I have gone through. I will also go through the official Meta API documentation using which I have made this possible. So hi, my name is Lakshit and I'm on a mission to help millions of people learn AI and how to use AI into their day-to-day life and grow businesses using AI. So let's get started. So this is what we are going through today. It might look complicated, but don't worry, I'll break down each and everything. And if you're new to n8n, don't worry, I will go through each and every note so you understand each and everything. So first and foremost, we require the WhatsApp credentials to get the message from WhatsApp. So I'm not going to go deep dive inside the WhatsApp because I have made a very dedicated video for that, how you can get your own access token. So once you have your access token, then we are good to go in this video. If you want to see how to get your own access token, please watch this video. I have gone in very deep over there. So once you have your access token, you know how to set up this WhatsApp trigger over here. Just go over here, plus icon, search for WhatsApp. We have WhatsApp business account. Inside this, we have a trigger. We want this on message trigger. Once you have that, connect to credentials and then we are good to go. Now, after connecting the trigger, when you send a message, we'll get such kind of a response over here. So you can see we are getting this body where we are getting the message is hello. Once we have the message, now we have to do variable mapping. This variable mapping is done in order. There can be multiple ways through which we can get this message. It could be kind of a WhatsApp trigger over here. There could be a webhook from where we can get a message. That's the reason we have variable mapping, so that we require three main variable over here. One is the message, what the user is sending. Another is the number of that particular user. Third is the message ID. Okay, so once we have this three things, so from the left hand side we can see we're getting the body, we're getting the kind of a number, we are getting the message ID from you. Once you have that, we can see when we execute this step, we'll get this three information over here. So now third, we have a filter over here. Why do we require this filter? When I was making this script, I found out that we are getting the response from the WhatsApp whenever user read the message. So when you see the blue tick, we also get this trigger from the WhatsApp that someone has read the message. So due to that, what was happening? There was too much of chaos over here. So to filter out that, now what I'm checking, whenever I get the message, proper message exists, then and only go ahead from this, otherwise discard it. Okay, so if you come over here in the execution part, so you will be seeing such kind of execution where, so you can see it is not gone through this filter over here. If I go inside this filter, you can see there is no message, no number, no message ID, because the message doesn't exist. It is the read part over there. That is the reason this filter is required. Now we need to store the message somewhere. Now why do we need to store the message? Because we are doing the batch processing over here. We are not responding each and every message. We wait for certain seconds. Until the seconds, whatever message comes, we'll compile them and then we will answer them separately. But to compile them, we need to store each and every message somewhere. So for that reason, I'm using data table of n8n. It's very powerful. It's very low latency because it's not there in some kind of other tool which we are using. It could be sheet or Airtable. To use a sheet and Airtable, we need to call the API. But since data table is natively stored inside the n8n, we can use directly without very low latency over there. Okay. For that reason, we need to first create a data table. So if I go over here in the personnel, we can see we have a data table over here. Just come over there, click on the create data table. Then after that, we can create all this column. We need a message column. We need the message status column. We need the number column and we need the message ID column over here. By default, ID, created ad and updated ad will be there. Now message, as you might be knowing what is a message. In the message status, we'll be having two status. Processed, it means we processed it. There will be in_queue, it means it is still need to be processed. The number from where we are getting the message ID of the particular message, we have message ID. Now once we have this data table, first we need to make an entry. We need to insert a row. So for that reason, operation is insert. We'll choose the data table over here and we need to map each and every one column manually. Okay, message, as we can see, we have a message over here. Then message status will be in_queue. Okay, number will be a number and the message ID will be message ID over here. Once you execute that, it means the data is stored inside the data table. Once you have that, as I told you, we wait for certain amount of time to get all the message accumulated and then to process it. So for that reason, I have choose 5 seconds. You can choose 10 seconds, 15 seconds according to your need. Okay, so 5 seconds it will wait. So until and unless there, all the message will stored inside the data table. Once we have that, now we'll get all the message which are stored inside the data table. So to get the information, we are using operation as get. Okay, inside that we are using must match as all condition we want to match, and now we want to match upon a number because we want that particular person's data, not all the data over there. We want that particular person's data. That's the reason we are choosing the number column. Inside this, we are using the a particular number from where we got the message. Now we want the message status as in queue. Okay, and we want return all. So we are getting all the message from there. So currently I have just executed for one message, but you can see it's the list of message. So there will be multiple items over here. Now once you have the item, it's time to process each and every item. Now for that, we'll start using the loop over. So loop over, go to plus icon, search for loop over items, and we'll get this node over here. Once you have that node, we need to loop each and every item. But looping each and every item, first we need to mark each and every message as read. So this is the official documentation of Meta, as you can see, and this is documentation for mark message as read over there. So you can see we have a read receipt over here. It's a very simple API. We just need to pass the kind of a message product as my WhatsApp, status as read, and message ID as a WhatsApp message ID. But we'll be requiring the access token over here. So from the previous video, you might be knowing how to get the access token. I have told you how to get a permanent access token so that your token doesn't get expired. I would very much recommend to go that watch the video if you don't have the access token. So once you have the access token, everything is there. We just copy the curl command. We come to the n8n and we have this HTTP node. Click on the plus icon, search for the HTTP request over here, import the curl, just paste the command over here, and then you are good to go. Everything will be filled by default. Let me delete this. So we have this HTTP node where we have this URL, the same URL which we have over here in our documentation. We require the version ID and the WhatsApp business phone number ID. So what is this WhatsApp business phone number ID? If you go to we'll be requiring the API version and the WhatsApp business phone number ID. API version is nothing but kind of for which version you're using, and the WhatsApp business ID. So if I go to my n8n, so this is I'm using version 22.2, and from where I get this WhatsApp phone number ID. If I go to the app where we created for the developer Facebook account, will be coming over here inside the WhatsApp, inside API setup, you'll be seeing the phone number ID over here. Just copy this ID and then we can see the same ID over here. And for the credentials part, I have created the header auth where we need to pass the credential in this format, where we can see we need to have a name is kind of authorization and space access token over there. Now, once we have that, then we can see everything is done. Now we just need to pass this JSON data which we just saw over here. We need a messaging product, status read, and the message ID. So if I come over here, we can see we have same three things: messaging product, status, and the message ID. Message ID from the left hand side, because we are looping each and every item. For each and every item, we have a message ID over there. Okay, so once you have that, if now when I execute this step, it will mark the message as a blue tick, double blue tick over there. It means we are good to go. Once you have that, we need to now update the entry. So currently the entry in our data table is called as in_queue. Now we need to mark that entry as processed. So for that, we have a ID column. Okay, so from where we are getting the ID, because we are looping through each and every item, we have the ID over here. Okay, so we are using that ID. Now for that ID, we need to change the status. So for that, we are marking the message_status as processed over here. So we can see on the left hand side that particular entry is marked as processed because it is currently red. Okay, once we have looked through all the items, we have read all the items and we have marked all the items. Now we'll go for the done processing part over there. Now we need to map each and every result. So if you see in the left hand side, we have all the message over there. Now we need to combine all the message together. Why do we need to combine? Because we need to pass that message to AI agent to generate the answer. So in what order we are generating? So we have written a simple code over there. Don't worry, I'll be giving this whole template to you for free. Just wait till the end. I'll show you how to get it. So now we have this whole code. In the right hand side, we can see we have a combined message over there where we have the message. Then in the parenthesis, we have this ID, the whole message ID over there. If we have multiple message, comma separate, we'll be having the comma separated message over there with the ID over there. So now once we have the combined message, so now we are starting the typing indicator. This typing indicator will start the typing indicator over there. And for that, this is the official documentation where we can see we have a typing indicator over there. Now it's a very simple thing again. So we have the API version, same WhatsApp number, phone number, ID, and the access token. Now we just need to, if I go to my n8n, if I open it, so we can see we have the same JSON part which we have over here. We have messaging product, status as read, message ID, because the last message ID we need to pass over here, and typing indicator is a type is equal to text over there. Once we execute this HTTP node, the typing indicator will start popping out. It will be there. If we come over here, we can see the typing indicator will be dismissed once you respond to the message or after 25 seconds, whatever comes earlier. If you respond within 25 seconds, it will go, or after 25 seconds, it will automatically go. Now, once we are done with this thing, so now next step is to generate the answer. So since typing indicator is started, so we need to type something. So we won't be typing, our AI agent will be typed. So for that, we have a AI agent node where we are passing the combined message which we just created. And now we have a simple system message. System message, this role and name could be anything according to your requirement. This node is something which we have. So in my combined message, the user messages are separated by this pipe sign over there, so that AI agent come to know that this is a separate message over there. So I'm telling that user message has multiple messages separated by pipe sign. Output your response as a list of JSON object with between 1 to 3 message where possible. Default to fewer message. It's not necessary that all the message will be answered. It will be only 1 to 3 message which will be answered, which will be sent by the AI agent. With that message, I want message ID. So as I told you, with each and every message, we in the kind of box, we have the message ID over there. So you need to pass that message ID as well. So in the bottom, I have given a sample. Inside the list, there is an object where we have a message, what we want to answer, and the message ID, which we want to answer. Once you have this thing, so now after that, I'm telling why I'm doing this, because you have to give proper context to AI agent to understand why we are doing this, so that it can answer properly. So we are doing this thing, we are passing the message ID because we want to tag that particular message. If you go to WhatsApp, so you can see all the messages are tagged properly. So it's not that like we are answering, it answers for that particular message. This is happening because we are passing the message ID. Now once we have that, so in the right hand side, you can see we have output. So you won't be understanding the output properly over here. We need to write the code message over there where we need to parse the output. So we can see we have proper message over here. We have a list of object where we have a message and the message ID where we need to tag this message over there. And now once we have that, what we need to do, we again need to loop over each and every item because we need to send multiple message over there. So we are looping over it and now we are sending the message. Everything still remain the same. Just this JSON object will change. Messaging product will be WhatsApp to whom we are sending the message. Type will be text. Context over here, we need to pass the message ID which we got from the AI agent. Okay, so we can see the message ID over here and what message we need to send. So by doing this thing, we'll be sending the particular message for that particular message which we send. So you can see how human-like message we are sending over here. Whenever user send the message, it first wait for certain amount of seconds to answer that particular questions what human has asked for. Then read that particular message, and then we have a typing symbol like how the human do, and then we have a multiple message, not a single message which feels like an AI agent is sending over there. So I hope you got to know some very beautiful thing from this implementation. It just took some amount of time to go through documentation, but that's what I am here for, to go through documentation and give you the solution. And now if you want this template, you can go to my school community. Inside that, go to classroom. We have a YouTube resource. Inside YouTube resource, go to bottom. We have WhatsApp automation where we have a most human-like WhatsApp agent where I have shared you the resource as well of typing and read message, and as well as n8n template over there. So I hope you like the video. Now let me know what kind of more automation you want to see in the comment box, and also let me know the feedback of yours. So we'll meet in the next video. Till then, take care.